Alright, I'm gonna assume I'm live now. Hold on. Maybe not yet. Alright, there we are. Alright, so I'm live. Alright, so I'm attempting to record this for the third time because it was not recording my voice in a very quality way. It kept cutting out, so I'm gonna try this again. So, my build, as you can see all the things I have equipped on the right there. You can pause the video if you'd like to see them. Um, I'll start with the components. So the basic thing you want to know about this build is built around combo damage, ultimate damage, and priming constantly to get the combos. So Bloodlust here is, I'd rather have an emergency power with these rolls, but it is a really good Bloodlust, so I have it equipped because of the combo impact damage and the ultimate damage it has on it. It has 33% combo impact, which is the ranger specific combo damage, and a 30% ultimate damage, which is really handy for my build. I have a symbiotic surge that gives me 40% ult damage. Again, that I'm building around ult damage. What's really handy about the symbiotic surge is every time I pick up a health pack, I do 50% more damage all across the board. That includes my ultimate and my combo. So this is a very handy thing to have. I'd rather, yeah, and also the combo damage on it is a universal combo damage for impact, I believe. At least that's what the inscription page on the Anthem website leads me to believe. And I notice I do slightly more damage. It's not a high roll, but it is worth having. Yeah. So that's that. Also, the symbiotic surge, you're gonna notice I have a lot of things for health drops, so that's gonna be throughout my build. The focus freeze is really handy for the ult damage roll, and also because it freezes targets every 10 hits, which is great for alternating from fire to ice and ice to fire, etc., which leads me to have way more combos. The elemental ops is really handy because it acid primes every 5 hits, and that allows me to get really quick combos as well as do more damage to the target. It also allows my team to do more damage to the target when they're acid primed. The resupply drop rate is really handy as well. This is outrageously high rolls at a total of 70% resupply drop rate, which gives me health and ammo. I'm getting ammo and health all the time, but just because of this component alone, which is handy for my build. Tip of the Spear is really built around the 60% combo damage and also getting my health back every time I combo. It also helps heal my allies, which is very handy. The pickup radius is an okay roll. I'd probably want something else in that place, but it does something at least for this build. And 20% repair drop rate, again, helping me stay alive and proccing my symbiotic surge for 50% extra damage. My Badge of Devastation gives me a little extra clip in my LMG, which is already really high, as you'll see. I believe I have 153 rounds in it currently with this thing, on top of what I have on the Gambit itself. This 30% recharge is also a good roll because it helps me get my Tarsus Last Stand more often. And that pretty much is it. I forgot to explain what this component does on its own. So every 10 hits, I get a ult charge, which is really handy for my LMG. It helps me get my ult pretty consistently, so I really like this a lot for boss battling specifically. So on to my assault launcher. My assault launcher is a Avenger's boon. It has 200% gear charges, which pretty much guarantees I always have a charge to hit targets with. Which I mainly use the Avenger's boon to long distance combo things. It does do shield damage, but I feel like my LMG is better at destroying a shield than this does because it takes so long to charge. But it is good, handy for a long distance detonator. The 30% weapon damage is helpful for my LMG, and the plus 25% is also handy for my melee and my LMG. and my gear, so it helps. The heavy pistol ammo is unfortunately a wasted roll. That pretty much explains that. My weapons are Artina's Gambit, which you can see has a high damage roll of 350%. The really handy roll on this is the 45% weapon magazine. It literally gives me 45 extra bullets. It's really freaking handy to have. The 60% pickup radius is helpful, but I would have liked a better roll there. And yeah, so my LMG basically is there to get me alt charge, prime with acid, and prime with ice. So it's a very handy thing to have. Unfortunately, you guys are never going to get these same rolls because the second roll where 90% armor was a luck roll, and it turned into 90% armor, and that's never going to happen again. So this 250% armor roll you see is just never going to be duplicated again, unless you already got it before the patch for that happened. I believe that was the Cataclysm patch itself. The 30% repair drop rate again keeps me alive and procs my symbiotic surge. This Rampager is mainly just to help all my gear and weapons do extra damage with the 2 javelin damage. Unfortunately, javelin, the first and fourth roll, which we call javelin damage pretty typically, only affects weapons and gear currently. It used to affect combo and alt, but that's a thing of the past. The repair drop rate is nice for, like I keep saying, the symbiotic surge and keeping me alive. And the ammo drop rate is also handy, so I don't have to rely so much on my Tarsus Last Stand for ammo, which I'll explain right after this. The Rampager is also really good. Is mainly just there to detonate things constantly. It's almost always readily available to combo, and it's super handy for comboing. It's just there's also the amazing ability of being able to do up to 50% extra damage after 5 hits, which affects my combo and alt. So it's really handy in a lot of ways. I really like the Rampager a lot. It's definitely a key part of this build. Alright, the grenade is a explosive blaze. It has 48% gear recharge, which is essential for this grenade to be constantly out. The 100% gear charge is nice. I probably would have preferred another gear recharge specific roll, but the extra charge gives me an extra grenade if I miss my first one. So it's hard to tell which one would actually be better. The plus 12% repair mount is handy for obvious reasons. The assault rifle damage is a wasted roll, unfortunately. Alright, and then my last thing. Currently I have a Tarsus Last Stand with 35% combo impact damage, again helping my combo damage. 52% pickup radius, which is nice, but definitely would like a better roll if I could. 25% sniper ammo, which is a wasted roll, and plus 13% gear recharge, which is handy for getting my Inferno Grains slightly faster, but I would have preferred another combo impact damage roll, and this is the main thing I'm trying to replace in the war chest, but have not gotten lucky enough to get double combo impact damage. It is a thing, I've seen it before, but I haven't gotten it yet. And that pretty much explains my entire build. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and happy Antheming, guys. I hope you have a good one. Later.